Hi, my name is Megan Merkley, and I did my internship in the fall of 2020 with CASA of Pima County here in Arizona. CASA is an acronym that stands for Court Appointed Special Advocates, and it is an organization that supports volunteers who advocate for children who are in the foster care system or or participating in dependency cases, members of dependency cases. CASA is a noun, so you will hear CASA as a person. So just to make that clear. The CASA program is a national program. You will find it in every state. And here in Arizona, it is federally funded by lottery proceedings, which is really cool. So I found this program by way of my sister, Allie. Here on the left is my best friend. And she was a CASA intern in a different state and kind of superficially introduced me to the program. Fun fact, the majority of CASAs come into the program by word of mouth. So this fits right into that. I found the website for my county's program and then made a call to the head of the CASA program in our county. And then from there, I had an interview, as with most jobs. I took a polygraph test, which sounds far more intimidating than it actually was. And I had a background check done and was thumbprinted. And all of this are precautions that they take to make sure that these children are safe around the individuals, the adults that are on their case. So some of the responsibilities I had as an intern, CASA, the program, wants each of their interns to actually become a CASA themselves first to get the full experience. So I was a participant in a 5-week training program. When I completed my training, I was assigned my very first CASA case where I was able to meet my children and spend time getting to know them and their foster parents in this case. I did some research regarding possible ailments they may face as a result of being drug exposed, because more often than not, children in dependency cases have been drug exposed either at birth or later on. I also contributed to the county's social media efforts, and I did research in our community regarding our community outreach programs, specifically occurring during the holiday season, because the pinnacle of the fall semester is the Christmas season. To speak of how I was able to benefit CASA of Pima County during my time there, I would say being a CASA. The CASA's work is first and foremost the most important thing that they focus on in the program, in the organization. And our CASA children are why we do what we do. In addition, my social media work was able to spread the word about the program itself a little further in our community, because it's not very well known, and just to give a little more information to those around us. This is important because remember that most CASAs come into the program by word of mouth. The other thing that's important to point out is that right now in our county, we wanted to target men to become CASAs, to bring them into the organization, because the CASA population primarily is women. And we want to offer an adult role model to the young men and little boys in these dependency cases. As for benefits that I have seen personally from my internship experience, I was able to meet so many wonderful people, the least of which are not my 2 little CASA babies, the little boy and girl. being able to develop a relationship with them, with their foster parents, and each person that makes up their CASE staff. I was able to make friends and professional contacts within our community, and this will benefit me professionally in the future as well as personally. I was able to learn the ins and outs of the juvenile court system and family drug court. This is particularly interesting because our family drug court in Arizona is a model court, which means that other organizations look into how we do things here in Arizona and try to copy them, because it is incredibly beneficial and effective for those who find themselves needing its services. I will say also that while over the last 4 months, I have learned that I don't necessarily want to work in social work. I will say, however, that I was guided in my career goals and endeavors. So again, I spent the last 4 months thinking about the connections between my coursework and my internship experience, and there was no shortage of connections. The most important, I would say, is the children are affected by their microsystems. According to Yuri Bronfenbrenner's bioecological model, which you see here on the screen, it breaks down every area, most areas, if not all areas of a child's life into categories and tie them into each other. So we see microsystems here, mesosystems, again, that are the interlocking of those systems, exosystems, and macrosystems. If you want further information, I highly recommend looking up this model. It's very fascinating. So one thing that it discusses in this model is the socialization of children. This is something that can bring a child from the depths of a negative human experience and give them something better. As you can imagine, children in the foster care system and who are in a dependency case, their life circumstances have not been ideal. So this is an important idea and concept. Within my work as a CASA and tied to the bioecological model, I've been able to see how programs like Kids at Hope introduces the idea of a child's ACEs. In ACE, there are 4, spades, hearts, diamonds, and clubs. Each ACE stands for, represents an adult in a child's life that is able to see the good in them and inspire them to be better and make better choices. So this can be a parent, which we see in the microsystem of family. It can be a school teacher or a coach, as in school or childcare microsystem. It can be a best friend's parent, which we see in the peer microsystem. And these ACEs are able to tie these microsystems together with an exosystem, with a macrosystem, in order to help children up and out of the consequences of their previous choices or the choices of their parents and in controllable circumstances. So as a CASA, we look at each of these systems and figure out what is the best fit for these children, specifically in a home life situation. So they would do, as a CASA, you would do research, meet foster parents, go into their home and see if it's happy, if it's a safe place, if it's a place where they are nurtured. Right. So would I recommend this internship opportunity for others in my community? Absolutely. I would recommend this for anyone who loves working with children. There are children age ranging birth to teenage. So whatever age you love working with, there is a child or children for you. Anyone seeking solace through service, because CASAs are volunteer, the work that they do is all service work, and it's very fulfilling. I would also recommend this for anyone who would like to, a unique perspective on the juvenile court or child welfare systems. If you are interested in working with CASA of Pima County, Amy Brandhuber is the person to contact. She is the head of the CASA program in Pima County. This is her phone number, 520-724-2060. And then the website to learn as much as you can about the program is here at azcourts.gov. That is not to be confused with CASA of Pima County. That is for the CASA Support Council, which you will learn about in your experience. But anyway, thank you so much for watching my presentation, and good luck in your internship.